Nityanandam Sauravji, can you please go ahead and unmute yourself?
Nityanandam, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Nityanandam, thank you so much for joining us live on Nityananda TV to share your experience. Can you kindly introduce yourself, where you're from, and how long you have known the Supreme Founder of Hinduism?
Yes, ma. Thank you so much. My name is Saurav and I live in New Jersey in the US. I came to Swamiji in 2018 and after searching quite a lot, actually similar to what Ma Anantrupa who was sharing last, I also came through watching a YouTube video on unclutching, and instantly it struck me. Anyone who knows such nitty-gritties of how the mind functions, the gap between the two thoughts, has to be enlightened. And right away I was hooked. And similar to what Ma was sharing, I could not watch anybody else anymore afterwards on YouTube. So the connection with Swamiji was established right there. But I had no conception that the gods and goddesses, the formless infinite beings, can also radiate through a human body, especially through the body of the enlightened guru. So that was a very new concept for me. I mean, the first I witnessed was the Kal Bhairava Darshan, which was just amazing. I mean, the energy that was radiating just convinced me that there is something which is beyond words and images that is going on over here. And then with Devi, I have to be honest. I mean, Kal Bhairava and Devi Darshans are my favorites. Kal Bhairava just energizes me, and Devi is just like a mother. Every time I go with a request, I go with a stressed mind, or I go with some kind of a suffering, just attending that darshan and just listening. I mean, right now the darshans are happening in a language which I don't understand. So initially, when this started, I was a little skeptical. I was thinking, well, even if I ask a question and Devi answers, how will I understand? I'll have to wait for a translation. But then slowly, just second or third darshan, I realized, just let the words strike my inner space, and automatically the peacefulness is happening. So that was a very magical experience. Suddenly it has made me very open to other languages also, because I always had this mental block that I cannot imbibe if I don't understand the language. Mm-hmm. Now I'm much more open there. So immense gratitude to Swamiji, immense gratitude to Devi. Regarding the Devi Darshans, I will say my first connection with Devi was actually through an Akashic reading done by a Balasant back in 2019. This was a time when I was really practicing Nkriya, and I was practicing Swamiji's teachings very intensely. And I was carrying this strong fear that in spite of the practice and in spite of my inclination and the time and energy I'm spending in spiritual activities, what if I miss in this life? What if I don't achieve enlightenment? Or what if I don't upgrade myself? What if I fall back? And unconnected, I didn't even ask this question to Devi, and through the Akashic reading, Devi right away mentioned that this is going to be your last life, and you are going to merge in me after this. And wow. I have to admit, I mean, those words by themselves, I don't think I've heard anything more reassuring, or something that just creates a peacefulness, something that just creates a restful awareness in me. Still, every time I feel stressed about anything else, I just go back to Devi's words and I just fall back into that restful awareness. And I just realize, even if I do so many things wrong, Devi has promised me she will take care of me. I don't need to worry about anything. So coming back to the darshans that are happening these days, first of all, I have to say, Swamiji has been so good to us continuously. Now, twice a day, these darshans are happening. It is just unbelievable that Devi and Swamiji are available to us so freely, so easily. I mean, it could not be easier. You don't even have to travel to a place. You can just log on through YouTube and start asking questions. I have to say, I mean, this is the most amazing thing. And if anybody doubted that, religion and technology, or spirituality and technology can come together to upgrade people's life, this is the best example for me, right? Um, Regarding the darshans that are happening, I mean, it took me a while to get my question answered from Devi. I'm actually writing a book on conquering fear, imbibing all of Swamiji's teachings, all of Swamiji's techniques, and sharing my own personal experience, trying every technique for a few months, seeing my inner space and noting down what I'm seeing and how it can be replicated. Last couple of weeks, I hit a writer's block, unable to move forward. Interestingly, I'm writing about conquering fear, and I became fearful of whether I'm writing the right things or not. So my question to Devi was, please bless my book project. Please, remove the burden, remove the block. And Devi right away blessed, right away gave me the right understanding, the right context, right knowledge. She blessed the book project to be perfect as well. So again, for me at least, I've realized anytime any fear, doubt, any kind of negative emotion props up, Devi right away removes it completely from my inner space. So again, so much gratitude, so much thankfulness, and I would say such a privilege to be living in these times where, the Paramashiva and Devi are available through Swamiji's body.
Absolutely. So beautifully verbalized, Sauravji. And one thing, like you said, just in a click of a button, sitting in our own house, being able to receive the darshans of these divine beings coming all the way from Kailasa, and just those words being reassuring to us. And one thing I think all of our viewers will really connect with when you actually so beautifully verbalize was the fact that even if you do not understand the language, just sitting and allowing those words to enter your system does something, does some kind of an alchemy in our inner space, that each and every one of us, even if you do not understand the language, you will know just some peace, some kind of a settling effect it has on your being, and so much of experience, so much of you feel cared for, you feel you're taken care, you feel the Devi is there taking care of you. That kind of a feeling, that reassurance, especially at this difficult times of COVID pandemic, we each and every one of us have been experiencing, and so many of you have been. So many devotees have come on live on Nityananda TV and shared their experience. So beautifully said, Sauravji. Anything else that you would like to share?
Yeah, I would say just one thing. Before the reading with Devi back in 2019, I was very confused about how I should approach spirituality as well. And, is it through yoga? Is it through certain spiritual practices? Is it through reading Swamiji's books and applying his techniques? Devi was very clear. She answered the question right away. She basically made it clear to me that jnana is the purpose of your life. You have to understand Swamiji's teachings, practice in your own life, see what happens in your inner space. Only then you will be able to help others. So for me, it was a clear, concise message. So I would say anybody who's still searching for meaning in their life, who's still searching for a purpose in their life, you cannot go wrong asking Devi. And then the other thing I would share is that do not be shy, even if it's a small thing or a big thing, it does not matter. Just Devi has to hear you. Once she hears you, that's the most important thing. Actually, I realize after a while, even the question that you're asking does not matter. It's just the connection that you develop with Devi that ultimately will lead to the happiness and liberation. That's all I had to share.
Beautiful. So beautifully shared, Sauravji. Thank you so much for coming live and sharing your experience on Nityananda TV today. And dear viewers, if you have been watching these sharings and wondering how do I connect with the Devi, what Sauravji also said, just that connection, having that experience, having that feeling connection with Devi Parashakti. How do we connect with her? That's what we're going to be sharing in the next segment after a short.